International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUL for life. We are IUL.
Good evening and welcome to Today on One. I'm Isai Sipunga. In the news tonight, government to address increased oxygen demand, NSFAF to release awarding list soon, Kachavivi emphasizes the significance of e-parliament, Wolfish Bay gets medical campus, and Roundup, Comments Corner, Business on One, Sports and Weather. Now for the news in detail. The Ministry of Health and Social Services at a recent press conference on the status of the country's supply of oxygen at state hospitals notes that it has experienced an increase in the number of COVID-19 admissions, which has placed pressure on the capacity of the country's oxygen supply. The ministry, however, is working on interventions to address the matter. Samantha Poppy has more.
Speaking at the conference, the ministry's executive director notes that the country has not run out of gas and that there are sufficient reserves, adding that due to the increased demand, the ministry has now taken steps to engage the country's oxygen suppliers for more gas bottles, most of which will be forwarded to the Katutura Hospital's respiratory unit, where most COVID-19 patients are admitted.
We've also engaged them to be able to put in place a bulk oxygen tank dedicated specifically to the Katutura respiratory unit so that we can ensure uninterrupted supply of oxygen for our patients. Secondly, we have engaged suppliers to set up an independent gas generating system that is going to be connected specifically to the COVID isolation theater or COVID isolation ICU at Windhoek Central Hospital. The ministry is engaging with the Global Fund through what is known as the Global Fund COVID-19 response mechanism, which has decided, wherein the Global Fund has decided to make resources available to countries with a specific focus on strengthening the supply of oxygen infrastructure. The teams are working flat out to ensure that Namibia presents a strong funding proposal where we can access resources that will be used to strengthen our oxygen supply infrastructure going forward. At macro level, perhaps as far as the ministry is concerned, we have recently awarded a tender to company to improve the network, the gas network infrastructure, so that we improve the piping in our health facilities to improve the supply of oxygen.
Specialist physician at the conference dispelled vaccine misinformation, encouraging Namibians to change their attitudes towards the virus and adhere to COVID-19 regulations.
The most important thing really to know is actually that many people are scared that the vaccines which we are getting are not effective against these variants, but so far the experience is actually that all these prove vaccines which we have got and what we are using in Namibia is actually approved vaccines. They have actually shown, they have been shown to be very effective to all the current existing variants. So if these measures are actually applied properly, we will find a way of actually controlling this here. Obviously, as the EDF actually said, it is the behavior of people. You know, it's a behavior of people. Unfortunately, people are not wearing their mask. If people are not social distancing. But I think the sad part is actually that people are given the solution which they need to have. You know, you look at what the UK is actually experiencing at the moment. There are no deaths in UK for the last 2 weeks, which they have actually recorded. Actually, to the envy of many European countries, if you look at Germany, Germany would also like to be in the same situation, but unfortunately they're still having people who are actually dying. And the main factor, really the main game changer was actually the vaccines, which were actually supplied.
The ministry further revealed that it has not detected the B1617 COVID-19 variant first identified in India, noting that the country, despite the recent spike in COVID-19 related deaths, has done relatively good in terms of executing COVID-19 response and preparedness. The ministry is also busy addressing the high demand being experienced in Windhoek's hospitals, urging Namibians to continue complying to health regulations.
We have seen a spike in the number of deaths, but what does that say? That basically says that in order for us to be able to prevent this loss of life, our people need to comply with the regulations so that we stop and suppress the spread of COVID-19.
Hello Namibia, we are in this fight against COVID-19 together. Ons is saam. I chose to get the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it was available because as a nurse, the lives of my patients, family and the community are so important to me. Taking the vaccine gives us a stronger chance to beat COVID-19 together.
Learn more about the vaccine. Make an informed decision. Choose to vaccinate. Protect tomorrow.
The Namibia Students Financial Assistance Fund has acknowledged that there is a delay in the release of the Student Loan Award list for 2021. According to NSFAF, the delay is attributed to ongoing consultations with different stakeholders. The Student Union of Namibia is calling for the immediate release of the list as some institutions of higher learning are refusing to allow the students to write exams. This report by Leston Voller.
The Student Union of Namibia spokesperson Penda Nakawa said that many students are traumatized by the fact that their futures are in limbo and have also resorted to stop studying for their upcoming exams.
So basically what they told us, what we went there for was for them to release the list of the students who are awarded for 2021. However, they could not provide us, they could not provide the list at the moment because they don't have funds at the moment. They are currently engaging all the stakeholders, maybe to get the funds. Probably they will get the funds, but they can't assure the students for now. That's why they can't release the list. However, some of the institutions, higher learning institutions, are starting with exams. Some have started, and these students are not allowed to write exams. It's mainly because the list is not released. So the higher institutions cannot allow students without the guarantee that these students will be funded. Now, a lot of students are traumatized. Some are even on the verge of dropping out because there is no hope for them. If they are not funded by NSFAF, then they are likely to drop out as we speak. Some, they are not even studying for their examination as they They are not even allowed to write examinations. Yes, so we are calling for NSFAF to release the list and allow all the students to write, all the qualified students to write.
Nakawa added that the students only have the acknowledgement letter that does not guarantee the universities that NSFAF will fund the students.
Currently what they have now, the students have acknowledgement letter, which doesn't guarantee you that you will be funded. So the award list is it guarantees the universities that these are qualified students and they will be funded by NSFAF. However, now for this year we are in the 6th month now, but NSFAF have not yet released the list. Yes, and that we are approaching exams, and some have started, and it have really hampered the progress of students. It's unfortunate that we haven't spoken with the higher institutions yet, but what we want is the Ministry of Higher Education and NSFAF to engage with the universities and allow all the students to write. As a student body, we want this. Our stance is that all the qualified students will write. If not, we will retaliate with another method to push NSFAF to fund the students. Yes.
NSFAF wishes to inform the applicants and the general public to remain calm while they finalize stakeholder consultations. NSFAF expects to make an announcement by 21 June 2021, if not earlier.
We can't wait to be together again. But until then, let's stay safe.
The Speaker of the National Assembly, Peter Kachavivi, has urged development partners to come on board to provide more technical training to equip parliamentarians with the knowledge and skills to use ICTs to improve and strengthen participatory democracy. Joseph Ilonga has more.
At the Enhancing Participatory Democracy program in Namibia, which aims to strengthen the collaboration and coordination between the parliament, civil society organizations and other government bodies in the oversight and implementation of public policies and programs, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Peter Kachavivi, called on development partners to assist the government in addressing the digital limitations impeding the legislature from achieving the vision of implementing an e-parliament.
E-parliament is not just a question of luxury or being knowledgeable in using technology. All of us have really to go through the necessary training and equip ourselves to be able to use this important tool. Although we have made great strides towards the accomplishment of this vision, a lot still needs to be done to make this dream become a reality. We count on our development partners to see how this significant digital limitation can be addressed.
Maxi Lewis, the Executive Director of NACSO, said that the Enhancing Participatory Democracy program in Namibia provides an opportunity for community-based natural resource management organizations to meaningfully engage with Parliament on various policy issues affecting rural communities.
The CSO CBNRM side proved rather difficult for us to have a clear understanding on how to create linkages with Parliament. The Enhancing Participatory Democracy in Namibia, the program that is now being implemented, is an opportunity to build on existing partnerships with the Parliament and meaningfully engage, especially on the community-based natural resource management issues in a structured and an impactful manner. We are looking forward to learning on how the Parliament works and how we, as community-based civil society organizations, can constructively engage with Parliament. We continue to be eager to share our programs and engage with Parliament on various national strategies. Furthermore, we are looking forward to creating a non-partisan platform for meaningful engagement. We want to continue playing the role of being a bridge between our community-based organizations, especially in rural areas where they don't have access to Parliament.
Kachavivi also stressed that the project, which is funded by the European Union delegation to Namibia at a cost of 6 million euros over a period of 5 years, should help Parliament deepen their efforts of engagements with the public as well as CSOs by building on the previous outreach programs implemented by both houses of Parliament.
Walfish Bay received a new medical campus that will be training medical technologists. The Ndume Medical Campus that belongs to businessman Paulus Ndume was welcomed by the community, especially at a time when the country needs more trained medical professionals. Hendrina Canyolo has more.
The campus that was built at a cost of about 6 million Namibian dollars will focus on training aspiring medical technologists while also serving as a medical vocational school. It will commence with nursing courses before embarking on instrumental training.
These courses that we want to run here, they are not really in Namibia. You only find them outside, more especially in medical instrumental courses. We are in the process. We are going to approach your office as well in terms of advice, as well as in terms of guiding us in the process. What I'm trying to do here is a process. I'm not going to steal, as I told you. If you don't see maybe any big instrument that want your children to learn, please come together and then we do donations. We need instruments. Instead of the government exposing those X-ray machines, whatever, if they donate to us, then our students can be able to learn efficiently. We have a need. We want to start with an instrumental campus, but there's no equipment to start.
Erongo Regional Governor said that the campus came at a time when the world is challenged with the effects of COVID-19, while the Erongo region in particular has been largely influenced by social-economic circumstances. He said the Namibian government is therefore committed to fostering synergetic partnerships with members of the private sector who share the passion and dedication for inclusive growth in Namibia.
Medical technologists, by its nature, are highly skilled health professionals who test and analyze blood and other fluids and tissue samples. Medical technologists are also responsible for operating and maintaining the equipment used to analyze specimens and ensuring that tests are completed in a correct and timely manner. We have recently experienced through the COVID-19 that we lack certain medical personnel, and the medical technologies are also, of course, no exception. So what he is providing is also giving an answer to the questions that we have been asking, and also giving a solution to the challenges that we are faced as a government and also as a society at large. I'm therefore very pleased on this initiative, as it would ensure our children are getting into fields which respond to our industry and also the requirements of our industry, and by training them well and also putting them in the right path.
The center consists of 6 classrooms, a computer lab, and administration block. Doctor consultation rooms are also available where learners will receive training. The owner of the campus reiterated the need for support, as a lot of material is needed to ensure successful training.
My name is Ephraim. I say no to gender-based violence. Do you?
In other leading stories, nearly all adult Namibians are worried about the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on their households, the country and the future of their children, according to a telephone survey by Afrobarometer. But a majority of citizens have concerns about the safety of COVID-19 vaccines and believe that prayer is more effective than vaccines in preventing COVID-19 infection. Only about half say they are likely to try to get vaccinated. The survey, conducted last December to February this year, is Afrobarometer's first under its AB Calling telephone survey label. With 54,659 COVID-19 cases and 817 deaths as of the 1st of June 2021, reported by the Namibia Statistics Agency, the country is facing its biggest health crisis since the start of the pandemic. About 76,500 vaccine doses have been administered according to the World Health Organization. Slow vaccine uptake is of great concern, with a third wave of infections looming large during this winter period. And on the occasion of the 31st anniversary of the Namibian Defence Force, President Hage Geingob noted that government will continue to support the NDF in carrying out its important and crucial mandate of protecting the nation and securing its territorial integrity. Given the challenging circumstances resulting from the devastating COVID-19 pandemic, the NDF received an allocation of $5.4 billion Namibia dollars, or 9.1% of the total budget for the 2021-2022 financial year. The President further noted that because of the great national trust and responsibility bestowed upon the Namibian Defence Force as the custodian of Namibia's independence, it is expected that the soldiers will demonstrate the highest standards of professional behavior and discipline at all times. Adding that issues of ill discipline, mistreatment of civilians and unpatriotic behavior should not feature among the members of the Defence Force, and when such ills are identified, the Defence Force High Command must promptly ensure that it is dealt with swiftly and thoroughly. Geingob stated that it is very important that the NDF must be seen as an all-embracing national institution which reflects the values of the Namibian state and to whom all Namibians, regardless of region, tribe or political affiliation, are beholden as a national sanctuary of safety and security.
We can't wait to be together again. But until then, let's stay safe.
Win free airtime with hashtag #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. Hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Joseph Shifeni is standing by for today's Business on One and economic indicators.
Welcome to Business on One. I'm Joseph Shifeni. EOS Capital, one of Namibia's leading private equity fund managers, has announced that it will soon buy Energy Partners, a solar and refrigeration company, once approval is granted by the Competition Commission. Energy Partners is an innovative energy infrastructure business that builds, operates and maintains solar and refrigeration assets in Namibia. According to EOS Capital, the acquisition will be made through its Namibia Infrastructure Development and Investment Fund, a $535 million infrastructure equity fund. Etuna Hango from EOS Capital says the investment is part of their contribution towards the growth of the economy.
What they do is they optimize through these systems, they optimize their clients' energy utilization, both through electricity consumption and their cooling systems. And they also take off the capex, or they reduce their clients' capex cost by taking on the cost of the project, installing it for their clients, both in rooftop solar and refrigeration, and then leasing it back to the clients over a long-term period. We're very proud of this investment, and I think it's also really it's a very interesting investment for us because it's a green investment. It reduces, the carbon emissions through the refrigeration cooling technology that we use, and it also optimizes electricity solutions through green energy, which is the solar rooftop that we'll be using, and obviously takes strain off the Namibian grid. So yeah, we're excited for it. We do plan on rolling out a few more assets in the country.
EOS also manages a number of funds through which they own several companies.
We also have a few other funds. One is a general private equity fund called Allegro. Through that we own a couple of companies. I'm sure you've heard of the ALSOs, Fabu Farms, Panel to Panel, etc. And that's a $460 million fund, and we're in the fundraising stage for Euphrates Agriculture Fund.
EOS also said that they saw good growth potential in the solar and refrigeration industries, validated by projects that are in the pipeline for utility energy partners. That's all we have for you. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of Business on One.
More than ever before, football fans demand unique insight and analysis. The Football Review is much more than a highlights show. Bold, provocative editorial that goes beyond conventional reporting, setting the agenda for football discussion. Champions League, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga and much more. Want genuine insight with hard-hitting editorial? Need compelling premium football content? The Football Review. Best, bar none.
Now we'll look at Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from the hottest social media pages. The Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, together with the Namibian Police Force Inspector General Sebastian Deitunga, paid a visit to the close to 3,000 Angolan immigrants who migrated to Namibia due to the drought situation in that country. Simeon says they are our brothers and sisters and should be treated well. Lazarus wants to hear the Angolan government's position on the matter. Wilka wants to know if they can't be taken to the Osire refugee camp, while William suggests that the Red Cross and UNHCR intervene. And that's all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day, only on Today on One.
Are you a CMS member? With HospiCash 100, you can get up to 100,000 Namibian dollars cover with a 30,000 limit per event from as little as 100 Namibian dollars a month. We understand that being in hospital can be stressful. That is why with HospiCash 100, you can cover your non-medical expenses by receiving cash payouts when you are in hospital, so you can recover stress-free. Interested? SMS your name and HospiCash to 555 and we will call you back.
Hello Namibia, we are in this fight against COVID-19 together. Ons is saam. I chose to get the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it was available because as a nurse, the lives of my patients, family and the community are so important to me. Taking the vaccine gives us a stronger chance to beat COVID-19 together.
Learn more about the vaccine. Make an informed decision. Choose to vaccinate. Protect tomorrow.
Hey, this is Script, and you can catch me on One Africa TV on Sundays at 8 p.m. as we chat to Namibian changemakers, innovators, entrepreneurs, and doers who are changing the game. 99 FM Game Changers is supported by Paratus. Limiting potential is not an option. Think big.
Winter is here. Let's warm you up by giving you a chance to win one of 12 gas heaters and accessories or a grand prize of 50,000 Namibian dollars. To enter the Winter Warmers competition, simply buy any combination of 2 or more of the following participating brands: Baker's, Five Roses, Fresh Pack, Frisco, or Hug in a Mug, and SMS Winter to 445. And remember to keep your till slip as proof of purchase. Promotions run from the 1st of May to the 31st of July. For more information and entry details, visit 99fm.com.na. T's and C's apply.
Time now for today's sports update with Chairo Musiandaka.
Welcome to Sports on One. I'm Chairo Musiandaka. At the send-off event to the Kwibuka tournament in Rwanda, the Namibian national women's cricket team received a morale boost from Capricorn Group as they announced that the group will be their main sponsor. Castro Olumbu has more on this story.
Going into the tournament, third in the rankings, 6 places lower than Uganda, Francois van der Merwe is aware of the challenge ahead, but is confident that his team is ready for battle against the opposition.
We've been fortunate in Namibia, so with the lockdown regulations, we've been very fortunate. So our preparations we could take care of it over the last 10 months. So the girls have been preparing really well over the last 10 months. And we don't know what's going to happen with the other countries. We don't know how the lockdown regulations impeded their preparations. So we can only control what we can control, and that's just to go to Rwanda now to go and play good cricket. We just want to go and whatever we put on the training facilities, we want to put that together. So we're just looking forward to go and play an exciting brand of cricket and to show what our worth is. So we're looking forward to go and play exciting cricket. We're going to compete against other countries, and we don't know how lockdown has impeded them, so if they could prepare well. But we're in a good space. Our national team is at a very good spot, so we just want to go and really compete well.
Captain of the women national cricket team, Irene van Zyl, and medium fast bowler Sylvia Shihepo both expressed their excitement going into the tournament, adding that the team is ready to battle it out against its opponents.
Obviously, we're very much excited to get going now. COVID has kept us inbounds for quite a few months, so it's great to be playing international cricket again and to get this campaign going. Just to do the basics right, trust yourself. Every person or every player in the team has got a role to play. If you execute well, you believe in yourself, and you just do your basics right and play fearless cricket, I think we're going to be a team to be reckoned with. Everyone is excited to just get going and to get on the plane and get on for the international cricket for a change. So yeah, everyone is really raring to go.
It's been so long since we played, so very excited. We just want to go there and play the game of cricket, enjoy the game, and hopefully we can win the tournament and bring the cup home.
At the send-off, Group Executive Brand and Corporate Affairs at Capricorn Group also announced that they have entered into a partnership with Cricket Namibia to be the main sponsors for the women national cricket team. She added that as per this partnership, this will assist and allow women cricket to develop in the country.
We are very proud to announce this morning that we have entered into agreement with Cricket Namibia to become a sponsor of women's cricket with a focus on the Eagles, the women's team. And we announced it here also at a moment where they are departing for a tournament in Rwanda. So we are sending them off with our well wishes, and from Capricorn Group's side we look forward to our partnership and to see how women's cricket in Namibia grow and develop, and that we enable the women in Namibia to play more games, to develop, and to fly the Namibian flag high.
The 6-day-long tournament is commencing on 6th of June 2021. The national women's team will compete against 5 other nations, which are Rwanda the hosts, Uganda, Kenya, Botswana, and Nigeria. Namibia is set to face Nigeria on the 7th of June in their first game.
That's all we have for you tonight. Join us again tomorrow for Sports on One, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. Back to you, Isai.
Thank you, Chairo, for that update. Now a look at the weather forecast.
First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. East wind conditions will prevail for the rest of the week over the coastal areas, so please to take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior cold at first in the interior, otherwise sunny and mild to warm but hot in the north in places. A fresh to strong easterly wind is expected in the interior. The coast sunny and warm to hot with sandstorms at times, and the wind fresh to strong easterly. Now a look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
That's all we have for you. Don't forget to watch the repeat of Today on 1 at 9:30 this evening and the Omnibus on Saturdays. For me, Isai Sipunga and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future. A hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUF.
Namibia's rising talents displaying the best goals, breathtaking saves, like a 1-2 combination on the pitch, as well as the biggest misses. It's the MTC Hop Soul Youth League Soccer Show, showcasing Africa's next soccer superstars. Only on One Africa Television, every Wednesdays at 18:30. Yay, it's Super Disc on another level.
We know the world is a crazy place right now, but don't panic. Take a breath, slow down, or better yet, stop completely. We'll still be here when everything settles down. In this time of uncertainty, look to nature. She has all the answers, you know. We're not only giving ourselves time to reset, we're giving nature time to restore, revive, restart. We're saving ourselves and we're saving the world. Stay home now so that we can welcome you to Namibia again soon. Yes, the world's a crazy place right now, but don't despair. Find the joy, cherish hope, breathe. Take a moment, take a few, and someday soon you'll once again be able to stare in wonder at this magnificent view. The world's a crazy place right now, but don't worry, we'll still be here. We'll see you again soon.
What's up, world? This is Shay, the goddess of the airwaves, on 99 FM, Monday to Friday, serving you breakfast on the ignition between 6 and 9. We brought you to be inspired, taking you to master your destiny. Now it's time to do the work.
Just show up.
Put on your work boots and do the time.
Make it, and then make it better.
Hello, world. It's your boy Script here on The Kingdom, where we're reminding you every single day.
Get up. You've got this. Start where you are.
Hey, this is your girl Treza on Hitsville on 99 FM, letting you know it's okay.
Try.
Make mistakes.
Ask.
I am Facebo, and I'm going to be with you for quite a while. Thank you so much for joining us here on your inspiration station, where we let you know
there's no easy money, there's no easy job, there's no easy life.
99 FM. Do the work.
I like rhinos. I like them very much. Future here in this area is depending on the tourism. The future generation, they can see and they can benefit from their own resources. Animals like rhinos, elephants, the big five, you benefit from them, and it must be respected. You are not feeding the rhinos, you are not giving them order, so it's a free business.
I don't know, cut it off.
I think two of my sons, which was little bit 5 years old. They were young guys. So they asked me questions. Why are we here? Why are we sleeping here? I told them this is our resources and this is our future. My first memory of going with my dad is that I learned new things. As I grow up as a man, I see an opportunity in it. So I decided to look for a job pertaining tourism. So that's when I was employed at Palamba. So I decided to go for tour guide studies. Because I grew up with the tourism industry, the wildlife, the rhinos and everything, to bring that experience to the tourists. You can see the hyena. The biggest changes, I was employed, getting paid, and also I can now support my family.
It's a cultural thing. It's coming a long way. Even if you go to area like Treverfontein, area was a lot of paintings. You will see rhino engravings on the rocks. That is an indication that the interaction between human, especially the local communities and wildlife, is dating back. That intimacy relationship is coming for a long time.
We are right here now at Palamba, and Palamba is one of the big lodges in the heart of the desert. And as you can see there is Jumbo standing behind me, which shows it's really a tourist area. We do have elephants, lions, but as you can see, the desert is the heart of the rhinos. This is the main breeding area of the rhinos, is what we found here in this desert.
It's the largest free-roaming population of black rhinos that you find outside national parks in the world. It's a population that communities in the northwest have taken responsibility themselves in managing this population with the structures that government has put in place, more specifically the establishment of conservancies.
These people, before independence, they took it upon themselves and decided that wildlife is our heritage, and through history we've been living with wildlife. And having wildlife in your area is like having a garden.
Because of all these animals, we've got the communities that benefit from all this wildlife, and it's like a triangle that fits into each other. And the communities looked after the wildlife doing their own thing, and the communities benefit.
So already there were this intergenerational relationship between mankind and wildlife, and that bond is what our people actually wanted to see it continuing.
Very few countries have the wildlife that Namibia has. What is also important is the policies that Namibia has put in place, which also involves communities to be engaged in the management of the wildlife species and also to benefit from the wildlife resources.
Turn conservation into a rural economy, turn conservation into endless opportunities that would actually cater for those young people that have nothing else to do.
If it was not for rhino economy and tourism in this area, it was really difficult for young people to get or find a job.
We are conservation engineers. We make conservation work in an unfenced area, and through that, we want to turn the wildlife into the rural economy that will benefit the rural communities.
So we can see now wildlife is doing very well, the lodges are doing well, and the community is also benefiting. So it takes all three together.
Devastating hit over coronavirus fears. Airline industry is facing its biggest threat to travel since 9/11.
Since March, when COVID-19 hit Namibia, things actually become very difficult. In the first place, all the lodges closed down because of COVID-19. With us, say the Rhino Trust, we had some donors cutting on their funding. And then we had, in the same time, a poaching case of 2 rhinos that was poached. We had less boots on the ground, and poachers could actually see. Now it's all changed to go in and do something. So COVID-19 was tough on all of us. Ginger Morning, who is one of our trustees, actually came up with the idea of, why don't we ask you to go to buy some gold for us and make gold bars, and then we sell them for the rhino conservation.
I was fortunate enough to have a chance to have lunch with Clive Johnson, the CEO of B2 Gold in Vancouver, Canada. And I looked at Clive and I said, we've got rhinos, you've got gold, let's do something. Let's create a coin or a medallion or a bar using your resource to create a sustainable source of funding for rhino conservation for the future.
There was it. The gold was bought, the bar was made, and I think it was 31st of January that we launched the bars in Windhoek. And suddenly one morning I had an email from my office, from my finance person, saying, these people don't have salaries. So I said, oh, what now? So I picked up my phone and I phoned Mark Doe. I said, Mark, I've got this problem. He said, but when we've got the fund already ready for you, you just have to apply, put a proposal in.
1,000 ounces of gold can make an enormous difference to the livelihoods of the communities that live up there. We are, in essence, providing income and providing a livelihood to the communities. In the absence of tourism, especially now with COVID-19, even prior to that, when we had such a bad drought, the communities became even more dependent on the natural economy.
The idea is to make this a fund that will last for the next 25, 30 years, or even longer. And a portion of that will be distributed immediately as needed. And in this case, the COVID-19 crisis necessitated us to distribute funds to pay salaries to help people in the field.
The proceeds of the sales from the gold bars will be going towards responsible NGOs. And we've identified Save the Rhino Trust as the key NGO. And IRDNC, one of the first organizations that was in the Northwest, integrated rural development and nature conservation, so that ultimately the funds go to the communities and various aspects of their war on poaching.
To be able to support those hardworking men and women that are always in the front line between the poachers and the rhinos.
If it was not for B2 Gold and the golden bars, I think by now we should have been in big trouble.
By extracting the gold, you reinvest it in other renewable resources.
The gold that's coming out from the ground is actually protecting the wildlife that's walking on the ground, which is a very good symbol for the others.
I wish this was my bar. This is the 500 gram gold bar. So you'll see on this side you've got the Etindeka Mountains and you've got the mother rhino with her calf. And then on the reverse side, we've got the serial number. You've got the Rand Refinery stamp, which is very important. Anywhere in the world, people will recognize the stamp and they will know that this bar contains 99.99% gold.
It is gorgeous.
We wanted to make a biggest contribution. And at Ballowwood, we see that as a way of giving back to the community.
Okay, so there you'll see the 500 gram bar.
Very special.
Feel the weight. It's incredible.
This opportunity which presented itself is absolutely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We're privileged to have this.
This is just absolutely gorgeous, and I think this showcases really what the project is all about.
It's from 24-karat Namibian gold.
I'm looking at these rhinos is put there like Miss World photogenic, I would say.
There are only 1,000 of these gold bars, rhino gold bars, in circulation.
As far as I'm aware, it's the largest single donation of any corporate to the conservation of biodiversity anywhere in Africa.
Therefore, we so much appreciate and would want to continue as a government to work with B2 Gold.
And the fact that it's happening here in Namibia is something that we can all be extremely proud about and very grateful to B2Gold.
Thanks to having this literal pot of gold through the funding for the Rhino Gold Bar, we're able to step in now and make sure that those trackers are supported, and so are their families and their communities.
We make sure that people sustain their jobs going forward. And who doesn't want gold?
And the B2Gold Rhino Gold Bar has come in at a really critical time now, particularly with tourism being closed off and those forms of revenue not coming in.
To say we have the biggest rhino population or black rhino population in the world, let it be for the rest of our lives. And it's that heritage that we have, it's our resource that we can all look after and protect.
It's our heritage. And it's also good that other people like B2Gold are also seeing it that way.
It's actually a very nice link between the investor that buys this gold bar, the rhino tracker in the northwest of Namibia, and the black rhinos. It's an intergenerational thing. The rhino trackers teach their children how to track rhinos, their children get taught, and so it flows down.
This is something that I want my children to have, and that we leave a little bit of a B2Gold legacy. And if I can be part of that as part of my family, I'd be very proud.
It can also become an inheritance for the generations of my own clan. My children, my grandchildren.
If we can bring that passion over to future generations and to hand that over to my children, and I hope that that same passion for conservation gets migrated over to my kids.
And what we've done together is create a sustainable source of funding that should outlive all of us.
You know, I think as far as B2Gold is concerned, we couldn't have chosen a better target in which to put our efforts as far as the environmental and conservation pillar is concerned. And I want to stress there that the money that's going towards environment and conservation is actually going towards the people.
Rhino is for all of us, whether you are in Canada, whether you are in Vancouver, whether you are in the US. If you really want to see conservation at play with rural communities, I therefore humbly request each and everyone to join us on our rhino tour and have a wonderful experience. This is what keeps rhinos on this planet.
I've done rhino trekking experience. It was just amazing walking in that landscape of the Kunene. And as we followed them, we could now find rhinos with the calf. We got the closest distance we could.
It's a warning sign.
And it was just amazing and lovely, something to experience that Namibia can offer. It's something that you have to do in your life.
A very big hello to you, ladies. It's great to be with you on the show again.
Yes.
Welcome to Living the Life. Marriage is where the work really is.
That's the main.
So no matter how exhausted the event planner is after, oh my God, I did such a beautiful wedding. She did the wedding. That's not the work.
You understand?
The work is the couple now.
The uterus begins to shrink back to its normal size. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks for it to get down to below the umbilicus level, and 4 to 6 weeks if you're breastfeeding. So that's another incentive to breastfeed.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
You're wondering, love, what does it really mean? Someone is telling you, I love you, but if you love me, show me
that you love me?
Investing in marriage takes a real hard work. It's not something that you just wake up and feel like, no, because I married my best friend. It's not automatic that the marriage is going to work.